right, so now we're gonna cover the inside low block. So this is when somebody's doing a forehand strike down towards the inside of the knee. So if he does it nice and slowly, boom, that's his goal. His goal is to hit my leg, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, one, do an avoidance step. Two, I'm going to strike right down, and I'm meeting him with the same force, right? So sometimes you can just do the avoidance step and hit them, which is a really good option, but sometimes you read this a little bit late and you wanna have that there, especially, doesn't matter if it's a stick or a sword, you don't wanna get hit. So if I'm putting this here and I read it a little bit late, it is possible that I still get hit, but I'd rather eat a lot of the momentum in my stick instead of having that giant welt on my leg, or if it's a sword, just having a giant gash, right? I'd rather have a small cut than a giant gash. So this is, again, more of a late stage read. I'm here, if I can, avoidance step, still try to avoidance step, but this is your secondary, right, as I'm going for it. I'm meeting the exact same way, I'm hitting down. Now this is one where you're gonna hit. If you are using swords, your edges are gonna clash. It's kind of hard to, you could go on the inside here, but if he's going hard and I'm here, blade edge pointed downwards, and he impacts, it's likely that he's gonna be able to strip my weapon. So I do wanna use the blade edge. I know it destroys swords, but I'd rather have a destroyed sword than a destroyed leg. Okay, so he's coming down, boom, I wanna block. Sometimes if you get the block, the hand will collapse in, his wrist will bend, and it'll cut right through, and then cool, I can go for my attack. Also, if I can, do my avoidance step, or I could just straight up move back and go for the block. Now, that move back is not going to enable any sort of counterattack, so you're gonna be a little bit too far away. He's gonna be able to read your counter, but at least you didn't have your leg taken. So, you know, pros and cons to each of those. Again, I'm here, I'm blocking down, hitting edge on edge. My best the best thing that'll happen to me is his wrist bends and he just cuts all the way through without hitting me. Worst case, he crashes in and I get hit a little bit. Absolute worst is if you miss it, but we're covering blocks. So we're able to block it. Whether it's a great block or an okay block, it depends. But I'm here, if I can move even this much, right? So even if he kept that same trajectory, you would be able to miss. Ideally, I do a full avoidance step. Okay, so make sure you practice this. Practice reading when your opponent decides to go down low, avoidance step, and then just hack down, forehand hack down, blocking, and then come right back up. If you can also practice trying to hit back quickly, but we'll get into that a little bit later.